higher than Julietta to come back home to play. But to your dismay, this isn't your day, for the happy fun time has begun to fade. Watch as we...
Hi everyone, I needed to find a way to make a Bendy Valentine's box. There's absolutely nothing on Pinterest or on YouTube that I could find, so I'm just gonna have to try to make one from scratch. And if this turns out really well, hopefully it gives you guys some ideas on how to do this too. So to start, I printed off this printable off Google. Just found a head and try to make it as big as possible. I'm gonna cut out the shape. That way I have some way to kind of have something to go off of when I'm cutting out on these. These are just foam sheets I got at Michael's. They were about 90 cents to $1 a piece. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so now that I've cut it out, I have this little template so I can make a back. I have enough room on this foam sheet to do 2. And then on each of these to do 2 if I need it. I wish it was a little bigger, but this should be good enough. So I'm going to take just a white pencil, and this, I mean, you guys could try a coloring pencil, but technically this pencil came out of my craft kit. It's a sewing kit pencil. It helps you draw on clothes to mark your place. So I'm just going to draw a little outline with this pencil. Okay, so as you can see, there's just a little bit of white residue there where this pencil left a small amount of residue, but it was easier to see with this black pen, so I just traced it with a black pen instead. And now let's get them cut out. So now I have 2 of these cut out, and the idea would be that these 2 stand up like this, and they have like a strip in the middle connecting them, like glued, so it looks like a little box. So I need to measure an even long strip. So I want this box to be about 3 inches wide, and I also need some room to fold the 2 ends. So 3 inches wide for the box, and I'll probably fold in maybe 1 inch on each side. So I'll go down to the 5-inch mark here, draw lines with 5 inches, and then I'll go up a little bit higher, and I go down to the 5-inch mark, draw another line. So now I've got these 2 dots here, and I'm going to turn the ruler sideways. Just connect my 2 dots and draw a line all the way down. I have a solid line drawn, and I'm going to just cut it out. Now it's cut out, and I need to measure about 1 inch in on each side and draw a line on each side so I know exactly where to fold it so it's folded completely even. So now I've drawn 2 lines, and I'm going to start folding it. So Bendy's head is black around here and white in the center. So now that I'm done cutting out my 2 black pieces, I need to cut out 1 white piece to make his face, because the other side will be the back of his head. So just need 1 face. So I'm just going to cut along this line here, and then be able to have a template drawn on here to make a face. Okay, so now I've got it cut out, I'm just going to trace a line all the way around. Okay, so now I have the cutout for his smaller side face, and now I need to use another piece of black, maybe the other strip I have here, I'm going to cut out the eyes and mouth and line them up on here, trace them out, and get eyes and a mouth for his face. So you only actually have to cut out 1 eye, you just like trace it twice, but yeah, here we go. Now I'm going to trace them. Okay, so there's 2 different options you can use for the mouth. Option 1, you can cut it out on foam, keep it all consistent, and have it a foam mouth, and just draw the lines on, even though it's smeared a little bit, but it's fine. Or you can just cut out the paper mouth, and if you really want to just make it a shortcut, you can glue the paper mouth on there, but I kind of like it all being consistent and having the foam mouth. So now let's get them all glued together. Okay, we got all the pieces glued. Now let's just flip them over and put them together. Now I noticed that there's like a little bit of spillage of glue on the outside. It's okay, just wipe up what you can and it should dry clear. But his face is done. Okay, so now we're just gonna let the head dry, and in the meantime, I might work on the body. You could leave it as just a head, but sitting on a desktop, it might just roll right off since it's round. it would be a little better if we had some of a body to put under it and glue it to. That way, at least you could put the Valentine's on the top of the head, or you could put it in the body, cut a hole in the body here. But I just found a little Pop-Tart box. It's about the size that I need here. And I'm just going to measure out 6 sides. And on my other black sheet I have, I'm going to tape this shut, measure out 6 sides, and glue them on so I have a body. And then I'll make a little bow, and it'll be, I could even draw hands here, like cut out and draw hands, but that might be a little extensive. So yeah, you could have an opening on here for the Valentines to go up here, or you could cut out a little hole in the body and have them go in the body, however you prefer. So an alternate to measuring and doing all that kind of work, you just make it easier on yourself and just take your box, hold it face down like this, and then trace along all these edges so you get an exact match to your box. In case there's some divots or bends, or it's not 100% straight. So yeah, just trace a line here around this edge and do that 6 times. So I have all the sides cut and glued onto this Pop-Tart box. Just gonna let it sit to the side and let it dry for a while. And then you can see like there's some spots here where it's like, you can see a little bit if you're really looking, but it's kind of hard to get the whole box matched up. But for the most part, it's pretty good. Now that is done, we need to connect this piece and this piece so that there's just that little piece in the middle. So earlier we cut out this piece, this long strip, and we drew lines 1 inch in on each side to fold, and I folded them down a little bit so there's already kind of a bend. And you need to cut little strip sections here so that what you want to do is you want to have it glued to the inside here and roll all the way around. And it can't bend well without these little divots cut in it. Okay, I actually cut these a little bit bigger because as I was trying to fold it around on this head, and you're bending it, you're trying to bend it like this, and they're running into each other, so you need to have a little bit more space between them. Have it bent, bend it again, and try to line up these 2 edges here, and then tape it down, or super glue, or staple. However, I don't like the staples being through so you can see them. Don't want anything to be seen on this back side of the head here. So I just taped it down. It'll hold it a lot better than glue. Glue's not going to dry fast enough for this to, it would just pop right off. So I taped it, and now I'm going to continue to just bend these in and tape it down. Continue to just tape it and hold it down, tape, and then this end here is about matching up right where it needs to be. So yeah, just kind of hold it inwards and then tape. I'm shocked it actually sits up pretty well on its own. Either way, won't hurt to have a body though. So now, I didn't do this ahead of time, but now this is the other side, and I'm gonna head and just cut those same divots in like I did on this back side. And then I'm gonna do the same thing and just bend it. I'll cut the divots in, I'll bend it down, cut the divots, and then tape on the front, tape on the face. All my divots for this side are cut, and this side's gonna be a little bit trickier because I'm gonna have to reach my hand in here to tape all these down to the inside, but it's doable. Another good reason why you leave that hole in the top where the divot in Bendy's head is. That'd be a great place to drop these Valentines, but you could also, it's big enough to where I could stick my hand in and grab the Valentines out, and also big enough to stick my hand in so I could glue or tape the face to the front. Start by doing the same thing as I did on the bottom side. I'm going to line up the edge of Bendy's head with the edge of this and tape that one first, and then just continue to go all the way around. It would probably be easier if you just put the tape on the divot first and then put Bendy's face on it. And here's your finished product, at least the head anyways. And I don't know if you can see inside, there's a whole lot of tape. I don't know if you can see inside in the light, but yeah, just taped all the way around the edge. Those divots really helped. The more tape you have down, the closer the divots will be to each other. And it'd be good to tape your tape going straight, going forward like this, but also tape it all the way around the bottom, like here, to where the edges of these divots where you cut are as close to each other as possible. So that would leave less gaps here, because you want all the back sides to be close. So yeah, so you want to tape, like I said, going inward, but then also tape going around the circular edge here, going all around that circular edge on the inside. So those divots are close and there's less of a gap here. Yeah, you could stop here and let this be your Valentine box. There's a hole for the Valentines to go on the top, big enough for you to reach your hand. It's pretty cute. Or you could keep going like I'm going to and glue the head to your body, and then you would be able to put on a white bow. I found this little bow tie off Google. I'm just going to cut this out, and I love it exactly as it is. I'm going to cut it out and just glue it here to the front of the body. And I need to attach the head. So there's a couple ways of doing this. You could, glue it down, but then it would take a while and it might just roll right off while you're waiting for the glue to dry. You could just tape it down. It would look kind of tacky. What I want to do is use a paper clip. So I have a little paper clip here, and I'm going to just extend it, and I'm going to poke a hole through the bottom of Bendy's head on the inside. So I'm going to go down through the inside, and I might go ahead and poke a hole in the top of this with maybe a knife or something first. Something small, like this. I have this little wrench looking deal here with a pointer on the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a hole in it now. My hole is made, and now I'm going to take this out and I'm going to thread the paper clip through it. I unwound a lot of it, but kind of in a jagged angle. But yeah, so now I'm going to poke a hole in the bottom of Bendy's head with the same tool. Straightened up the paper clip, poked a hole in the bottom of Bendy's head, and now I'm going to thread the paper clip up through the middle of it. So now Bendy's head's firmly on the paper clip, and I'm holding the top of the paper clip on the inside. I'm just gonna put the camera down and I'm gonna bend that paper clip. What I'm not liking is that Bendy's head kind of keeps rolling back and forth a little bit too much. So I might just go down through the inside and poke another hole and put in another paper clip. Okay, this is much better. And if you look on the inside, you can see the two paper clips. I kind of just had the ends like a zigzag. The ends of the paper clip on the inside of this box I just kind of made them look like a zigzag. So I threaded them through at an angle until I got them all the way down. And then, so here's where the box ends, this straight line where the box ends. And the top of the paper clip I had going straight up and down to put Bendy's head on it. And then I kind of just smashed it and bent it as much as I could. So you can see there, they were straight down. I just kind of bent them as much as I could to where they stay in place. And now look, it stays. Okay, so here he is. This is Bendy. Our Valentine box is complete. So you can see the paper clips in there holding his head sturdy, the tape and the divots in our head. But yes, this is him. I ended up getting these Bendy stickers off Amazon. We've had these, we use these for a bunch of random things. And I just took the heart stickers that came with his Valentines out of the box. And I decorated Bendy just a little bit. There's a heart sticker where Bendy's heart would be. I glued his little bow tie to him. And just put some Bendy stickers all the way around. And then I put a heart on the balloon, so it looks like a heart balloon. And put more stickers there. More stickers there. I'm so happy with how this turned out. I think it looks better than I thought it would because I had no idea what I was doing. This, yeah, little Pop-Tart box. The head I made myself out of just some foam sheets. And I think he looks pretty cool.
There's a Julieta to come back home to play, but to your dismay, this isn't your day, for the happy fun time has begun to fade. Watch as we reanimate our corpses you abandoned or dismantled or mishandled, but we won't be skipped and swayed. Trapped within these walls, we let our souls to drip away. The ink decayed, the walls are bay, but a reckoning has come today. You say, Boris has no guts cause you replace it with mechanical stream. We've been tortured, but we move forward. This disorder kills your